Some students at the University of the Free State in Bloemfontein cannot register for the 2021 academic year, as the university says their sponsors, that being the government, have not honored their 2020 commitments. The Free State government has also confirmed that there will be no more bursary allocations for international students. About 150 million has been spent on financing 246 international students, while more than 170 million has gone towards 1,021 local students. For more on this, we cross now live to our colleague Aphumelele Mdlalane. Very good morning to you, Aphumelele. What's happening where you are?
Good morning to you, Desiree, and also to the viewers at home. Indeed, there's some students at the University of the Free State who are, until now, are unable to register, but some still have even the confirmation letter that they are bursary holders. When we talked to them, they did explain that they've been talking to the office of the Premier that is taking out, of course, these bursaries, and others are saying that they still have a pending payment for the 2020 academic year fees. That is why the university is not registering them. And also we understand that the incoming international students will not anymore receive bursaries from the Free State. The government has resolved to temporarily halt that process for financial considerations. But with me, I'm joined by the Free State Director General, Ntate Kopung. Thank you so much for your time. Let's make everything into perspective. There's confusion, of course. There are students that are beneficiaries that are receiving the Free State government bursary but are unable to register. What might be the problem?
Yes, Aphumelele and the viewers, 2020 was a difficult year. Communication between us and universities was tough because of COVID-19, including communication with our students. We now have improved that communication. We have been able to clear a lot of our local universities. Budget is there. It was an issue of receiving invoices from various universities. So for the current year, we have given students who are continuing, who have passed over 50% of their courses. We have given them letters to indicate that they will continue as bursary holders, and we are ready when we receive invoices from universities to pay the universities.
I know there's different scenarios from students on the ground, but we know the criteria is that you're supposed to be meeting the requirements, you're supposed to have passed your modules. But there's still those who are frustrated, saying that they are unable to register, but they have the letters on their hands. Have you talked to the management of the university? How are you going to resolve that issue?
We are in discussion with the administration at the various universities. It's not only the University of the Free State, but some universities also, because our students are all over locally in various universities, and we also have students international. So we are talking to those universities to clear and receive invoices for qualifying students, including the student results. And when we've updated the file of each student, we immediately pay the university. So we are improving that communication as we speak.
Mr. Radikozane, talking about the international students, there's also confusion there. Others are done with their academics, but now they are unable to receive the results because there's outstanding fees. And also others are unable to register for this academic year. What is the issue internationally?
No, internationally we have had challenges with universities of Portugal and the universities of China. We have got students in 6 universities in Portugal, and we had 2 that were outstanding, which had not submitted invoices to us, and there was 1 that had submitted invoices, but because of also the processes of embassies, we pay normally through DERCO, and DERCO pays embassies, and embassies pay on our behalf. So the COVID processes have created problems. You would know of the Mino students who were saying they were about to be evicted on the 15th. We have made sure that we communicate with Mino. We paid. DERCO has issued payments to its embassy for that particular university because the invoices were already there. So no student will be taken out of their universities because money is available for us to pay. And our issue is just merely to resolve administrative problems with the local universities, including those international universities.
So you are confirming that there's no university that you owe internationally?
We do. Those that have not issued invoices. As I said, out of the 60 universities in Portugal, there are 2 still outstanding, which we still have to receive their invoices. But one of those universities that was threatening our students with eviction has now been paid. The others, we are just awaiting their invoices, and we would be paying those universities.
You did mention that there is a 230 million rand money for the bursary holders for this academic year. But now the new thing is that you want to scrap the bursary for international students, for first year students. Why is that?
No, the provincial government has taken a decision to scale down on international bursaries. This was a flagship program for the Free State provincial government, and we've decided to scale down on international bursaries. But we are continuing to pay for those that will have the last batch of our students will complete in 2024. So we will still be paying for those students that are international. But we will not be taking the new intake internationally. We will be taking intake for the local students only, those that are not successful with NSFAS but are qualifying.
Mr. Rodingonzane, this program has started more than 5 years ago. Would you say it has been running smoothly? And those that have completed, that are graduates, are they maybe being placed in various positions here in the Free State?
We have been engaging the private sector, and also with ourselves. You will know that a lot of students were also doctors coming from Cuba. The doctors normally get easy transition. There were those that were doing agriculture, the vets in Belarus and other countries. Those also get a smooth transition. But we also work with SACA to do final conversion of the international qualification. So there are a few that have been placed, that is, who were able to get employment in the provincial government. Some have got employment in the private sector. But we know that there's a problem of employment in our country. But the students are armed with their qualification, and they will be able to compete in the labor market in a very good way.
Just one question. The students have been complaining that you did also mention that there's been poor communication between you and the university, but also there's been poor communication from you and the students, because they are saying they would come to the offices, bursary offices here at Free State government, but they wouldn't receive the help that they need, and that is frustrating to them.
I have had a conversation with senior officials who are in that section to try and ensure that the students know who to talk to. They have streamlined their work situation. There are students, officials now, who are dedicated to work with students of particular universities to enable us now to ensure that there is no confusion. Students must not be talking to everybody. They should know that if I am from the University of the Free State or the University of Cape Town, this is the official in bursary section who is responsible for those universities. So we have streamlined our working environment to make sure that we are able to engage students and improve our communication.
Thank you, Mr. Radikonzane, for your time. It's Mr. Radikonzane, of course, is the Director General of the Free State Province, giving us, of course, a clear picture about the issue of bursaries, both local and international, saying that they do admit that due to COVID, there's been poor communication between them, the students, as well as the universities. But, of course, they are dealing with that issue and assures that all students that fall part of this bursary. They will be able to register. They will strengthen their communications with all various institutions that, of course, have students that are being funded by the Free State Province. When it comes to the international issue, he does mention that he is waiting for the invoices from some universities, but however, they've been paying the fees, the last year's fees as well as this year, but it's a matter of the process is just being long, and also we know that we live in the times of COVID. That is just some of the glitches, and saying that they've scaled down to the issue of funding international students first years, but because now there's financial considerations, but do confirm that there is a budget for students who are bursary holders for this academic year.